Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late June, moving into early July 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Taurus collective in late June, early July? It is Cancer season, my good friends. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus. Late June, early July. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's have ourselves a beautiful time today, my friends. We're going to have some fun here. All right, cool. All right, I like this card. And this lady, I must say, has an awesome haircut. I just always admire it every time I see her. It's like, oh, that's unique. I like the shape of that hair. But that's besides the point. This card does have a lot of really good energetic layers to it. It reminds me a lot of the Eight of Pentacles as well. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the June subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this lovely lady here with that awesome hairdo. She is in front of this sewing machine that has a rainbow coming out of it, and she's also holding a golden thread. So when I think of seamstresses, I think of creators, I think of creation. But even more important, I think of someone that's good at adjusting things and fixing things, mending things, right? Like, it's really a beautiful art form when you think about it. So not only do we have the beautiful creative expression in this card, so just know for some Tauruses, the creative juices could be flowing. So whether it's writing, art, seamstress stuff, whatever, to me, it's like I'm expressing myself. Spirit might want you to do that in some sort of creative fashion. But I love this because it's altering things, right? It's making alterations. So in this time, there could be a lot of things or situations where you might be able to cut this piece of thread off, or you can tuck this in or fix something and adjust it and make it better. That's what I like about this. And not only that, it's an energy of fixing things too. So there might be a lot of things that you could set right when this card is here. So we're just going to put her down right there. She can keep doing what she's doing. I would say the only thing to watch out for is like loading your plate too much or overworking yourself. But we're going to let her chill right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Taurus collective. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. The energy was pretty good. The reading was titled A Massive Offer. Now, when I see offers, it could be work, money, business related, but it could also be emotional offers and conversations. And to me, it felt like there could have been multiple in the pipeline. So just know, if you haven't received one, it could still be up to bat, right? Energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going here. 3 cards for my Taurus friends. What do we got in late June, early July? Okay, cool. 2 of Cups. I mean, we're off to a pretty good start. I do like that. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be a love reading, but I like the overall energy of the 2 of Cups. Big when it comes to partnerships, and we'll talk about all that. Don't worry. Let's get a couple more. Okay, so 4 of Pentacles. So we have a very flowy energy, and then we also have an energy that's not so flowy. So it's like we have a little bit of an up and down happening right here. Let's keep moving. Let's get one more here for Taurus, and we'll see what we see. And so far, it's a decent mixture of energy. Okay. So you're going to have a bonus here, and it's something I find super intriguing. There's like a little yin-yang. The first card that popped out was the Death card. Do not get freaked out about that. That's more about a shift or a change, right? I always say that about death. And then we have the Lovers right here on the back end. So similar to the Two of Cups. So we have a few themes here. We have like some energetic back and forth. We have this whole yin yang dynamic going on. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. And we have a pretty good mixture this week. It is water heavy, especially in the main part of the reading. Right, we got the Two of Cups Death card, which is Scorpio, so it's like a lot of watery energy with a little earth in the center. Now, I always say when you mix water and earth, to me that represents blessings and abundance and potential. Right, what do you do with plants when you're gardening? You water them. Right, so it's a beautiful mixture. And then we have air as the bonus. Now, when it comes to the water element, the importance of that, it does speak about the emotional realm, matters of emotion, things, people, situations that we're emotionally invested in, things, people, situations that we care about, right? Like water isn't things that are insignificant to us, it's things that are very significant, actually. It could be the creativity we were already seeing, so the thinking outside of the box, creative problem solving, creative solutions, creative expression, very artistic. That's something I like about it, which is really good. Now, the only downside to water is that it could be very overwhelming sometimes. So just again, watch out for emotional overwhelm. That's something I've been seeing for all the earth signs this week. Right? It's like just watch out for things or emotions overwhelming because it could be very up and down, just like the tides. And then boom, right here in the center we have the earth. Your power element, your comfort zone. This is safety and stability. When I see earth energy, I think of results. I think of predictability. I think of routine. I think of day to day life. Like what you see is what you get. So every day at this time, I do this. Earth element is big when it comes to money, work, business, finance, home, and family. So all the earthly matters and things are tied up into this. The only downside to the earth is that sometimes it could be a little too set in its ways. It could be an energy that's not willing to flex or budge. So there can be a little bit of a stubbornness here. And then for the bonus back here, we do have the air element, which deals heavily with the mindset, perspective, logic, planning, strategy, giving or receiving information, and communication. So let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with a beautiful card, one of the best, right? And these two cards, the Lovers and the Two of Cups, are very, very similar in how they present. And we see it here. Now, when it comes to all the twos, they all represent decisions, choices, being at a crossroads, which way do I go? But they can all represent partnerships, specifically the Two of Cups. Now, this can signify someone that you are very closely connected to, a soul tie, a soul connection. Doesn't always have to be romantic. This could be like a very good friend, a family member, someone that's just really dear to you. Love the Two of Cups. Now, if you're not dealing with partnerships in general, I think of this energy as flow. It's very social. It's having a nice conversation. Energy just seems to be flowing super silky smooth. So I like that we start off with this because it's like, all right, I like this pace. Okay, things are moving nice. So that's good. Now, the downside to the Two of Cups, it could also represent people you're connected to going through certain things, people you're connected to maybe affecting your energy. So we do want to look at this further. Right now, moving to the next card over is what absolutely has my attention for the time being because the Two of Cups looks and feels good to me. I mean, unless you're having issues with an important partnership, but we'll dig into that further. But in the center, we have the Four of Pentacles. Now, I always say that to me, this card is neutral, right? Like when we're looking at this for like work, money, business, finance, and the earthly stuff, this is a tremendous energy. But when we're looking at it for partnerships, that's when this energy could get really clunky. Now, the good thing about the Four of Pentacles, it's great for saving, it's great for finances, it's great for abundance and work and career. Because what's this person doing? They're stacking pentacles. So that's really great. So for some of you, if you've been having an issue in like the work area or anything dealing with the material world, this could represent increase, right? Because this person is saving up those pentacles. So that's really good. But when we get to the partnerships, this energy can hold on to things too long. Sometimes this energy could be a little possessive, territorial. This energy could be a little jealous. That's a thing. And again, I'm not saying you are. This could be someone else's energy for all I know. Yeah, there is like a little mine. That's all mine type of energy. And hey, no judgment here. But we just need to keep an eye on this for sure. And at the least, when we go from such a flowy energy to such a solid, immovable energy, there's a difference here in the vibe. Now, on the back end, we have the Death card. This actually is a good card for Taurus because it represents the zodiac sign of Scorpio. And I'm not sure if all of you know, but as a Taurus, Scorpio is straight across the zodiacal wheel from you. So you work very well with scorpionic energy. Now, the Death card to me, sure, could represent endings. Sure, could it represent the close of a cycle? Absolutely. But to me, I think of this as Phoenix rising energy. Rising from the ashes, I think of change, transformation, metamorphosis. Now, life is about perpetual change. That is true. But the Death card, it has a karmic way to it, and it can be a little bit more intense. So we could be seeing a big shift of energy, especially with how these two play off of each other in the Death card. So yeah, there are spiritual undertones to the card as well. We'll look into it. I always say, don't get freaked out by the card. It's just a little bit of creepy imagery. Nothing wrong with that. Now, moving to your bonus real quick, we have the Lovers, Archangel Raphael, beautiful for spiritual protection. We have the Adam Eve symbolism. So sometimes this card could speak about temptation, whether you're tempted or somebody else. But again, it's partnerships. All the stuff I was saying about the Two of Cups, the flow, the beautiful energy, it all plays together. So there is either an important partnership or partnerships in general. I want to dive deeper on all the Taurus. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. Could this be conversational? Potentially. But yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that Two of Cups? Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, why is the Two of Cups in the mix? Could this be someone else's energy projecting in? Potentially. Absolutely. So, I mean, unless there's somebody that you're missing right now, or someone that like you're feeling like, oh, I haven't seen them in so long, or yeah, the Five of Pentacles is an energy that could represent separation. It's an energy that could represent loneliness, isolation, longing, and missing. So, like when I see the Two of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, it's like, yes, I miss this person, or yes, this person misses me. That's initially what's popping into my head. Now, I know not everybody is here for the romance, right? For some of you, it's just entertainment. For some of you, it's genuine, like everyday life, or just looking at the energetic forecast, right? But with the Two of Cups, Five of Pentacles, it's like, I wish I could talk to this person. That's how that feels to me. So, however, this person shows up in your life. Now, the Five of Pentacles, yeah, this could be a little rough when it comes to the finances. So, it's like we have the yin yang of energy here, right? Because I have the Two of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. There's could be something here about loaning somebody money to. That's very specific. If I was doing a personal reading for you, I would be like, did you loan somebody money? Or did someone ask you for money? Or do you need a loan? I don't know why that's coming through. But aside from that, we're just going to put all the money financial stuff to the side until we get to this action in the center. Two of Cups, Five of Pentacles is longing or missing for someone. And it's like, I just wish I could talk to them. We're going to keep moving. Unless that's how someone's feeling towards you, we're going to keep going. I'm not going to dwell on that. It is what it is. Let's see what the Four of Pentacles has. Maybe someone you're connected to is going through a bit of a tough time or a problem or a situation, and you're kind of feeling it, especially if it's somebody that you are like very closely tied to with the Two of Cups and the Lovers. Sometimes there's energetic cords from person to person. So let's go in on that Four of Pentacles. I really want to get to that Death card down too. It's not too fun. But this energy is like keeping to itself. All right, so we have the Three of Cups in reverse underneath this Four of Pentacles, and that is a home body energy to the maximum. And no judgment here. Listen, I love hanging out at home, right? Like home is my bubble. I get it. But this energy here, it's like, there's like this little isolation going on, but it's like, yeah, but I don't really want to go out. It's like, I don't really want to be seen. There's like this type of energy. Now, I'll explain to you why. We have the Three of Cups, right, in reverse, but usually in the upright, it's happy, joyousness, merriment. These people are partying it up. They're raising a toast. They could represent social get-togethers and social circles. So in reverse, underneath the Four of Pentacles, it's like, I'm just going to keep to myself, or I just want to keep to myself right now. So right here in the front, we have this double isolation thing happening here for one reason or another. Now, for some Tauruses, a very small amount, this could absolutely be a warning from Spirit too. where it's like, okay, well, maybe there's a person that you might want to watch out for, keep your distance. That could be very possible. It doesn't mean that you're just sitting there yearning and pining for somebody. Maybe there's someone where spirit's like, hey, beware of that person, watch out for them, right? That's just how this is feeling to me, because the Three of Cups in reverse can absolutely represent like a sticky group dynamic or group situation. So if there's anyone bringing things or bringing problems or drama to you, I would watch out for getting pulled into it. So a lot of this is like interpersonal related. So whether you're in isolation mode or whether these people are coming in with it, I mean, you're probably content for the most part. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Yeah, because it's a lot of energy. And it's like I'm getting bombarded now the further we go along. Maybe that's why the isolation. Well, let's see what's up with the death card. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is it here? Why is the death card here? Cool. All right. Yeah. I have to assume that this is really good here on the back. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in the upright underneath the death card. Now, believe it or not, my friends, the Wheel of Fortune and the death card do have some similarities, right? They're both karmic, they're both cyclical, they both speak about change and transformation. They have a lot of similar themes. I always say the Wheel of Fortune to me is my good luck charm. So your current situation is not your final destination. If you are going through a difficult situation, if you do got a couple of things that aren't ideal on your plate, when I see this, it's like, all right, well, that's temporary. It might not be ideal right now, but that energy will change out, because like with the Wheel of Fortune and Death card, it's rapid, it's fast, it's karmic, and it's like really sudden. So I don't want to call, like, it could be a sudden or explosive type of change. I don't want to call it surprising, because everything in this reality is all about change, but it just happens quick, quick, quick. Um, the wheel is expansive, it's Jupiter energy, and it actually gives me hope in the energy that's to come. That's what makes me happy about this. So even if certain things aren't ideal, when I see death with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like, okay, well, this next chapter is going to be good. So maybe some of you are closing a chapter or ending a chapter and moving into the next one. It's very, very possible. But with this Wheel of Fortune, it moves quick. It's very sudden and it's very fiery in its way. So I think that's good, especially with this like clunked up energy we're picking up here, where it's flowing and then it's not, and then it's isolation and then it's onshore. Like the energy pushes through on its own anyway, where it's like, oh no, there is a script. I don't want to say that everything in life is fate, because I'm a big believer that we are creator beings and there are a lot of things that we can experience and bring into our experience. But then there's also certain things that I believe that we sign up for before we get here. And when I see the death with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like, okay, next chapter, here we go. We're moving into that next one. And I think it's actually good for a lot of you. So we got that very sudden change. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. I feel like I could read off this spread for like another 20 minutes. I'm not going to do that to you. But if you kindly look in the box position, number one, we have the Two of Cups with the Five of Pentacles in the upright. To me, it's like, I wish I could talk to this person, or there's like a missing or a longing. Do with that what you will. Maybe it's someone that wants to have a chat with you. So just don't be surprised if you might be a little more popular than you usually are, especially with all this energy, because I was feeling bombarded. In the middle, we have the Four of Pentacles with the Three of Cups, and this did feel like a homebody type of energy or some isolation. And it's like, I don't really feel like going out today. I don't feel like doing that. Even if certain things aren't ideal, just know the current situation is not the final destination. That's one thing I want to mention. But yeah, just watch out for people bringing drama into your experience. That's the only big warning, because there might be a specific person or even a group of people where Spirit's like, yeah, just keep an eye on that. Like, don't let that overtake your peace. Moving to the back end, we have the Death card with the Wheel of Fortune. Very sudden, very rapid change of energy or close of a chapter into the next. So it's not like the story's over. It's like we're closing one chapter and opening the next page, which I think is very promising. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got? What do we got for Taurus, please? Thank you. Cool. Two Pentacles, and this energy can be very good and harmonious. Notice we have the two, and similar to the Lovers. There's something about pairs. But I like the Two of Pentacles. It's usually the picture of the dude doing the balancing act. And yes, it is also karmic energy, which we've had little hints of throughout the reading this week. Now, the good thing about the Two of Pentacles, it's balanced, it's harmonious. The only downside with the Two of Pentacles is that sometimes it could be juggling too much. So again, if you're burning the candle at both ends, if you're feeling exhausted, if you have a lot on your plate and you feel like you're doing a balancing act, just watch out for overwhelm, because I was kind of getting that, especially here in the center, that your energy might be a little more easily overwhelmed than it usually is. And hey, maybe you need your little bubble for whatever reason. Because yeah, the Two of Pentacles, it's juggling this, juggling that. I got to do this, I got to do that. It's like it's never ending, right? But the good thing, it could be certain things coming into a state of balance, which is good. But this karmic energy is in play. But we're going to let it chill right there, Taurus. That's what I got for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the June subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My June calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the June subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice. The winners, which will be 3, will have a choice between either the Everyday Witches Tarot, which is a lovely tarot deck, one of my all-time favorites, or you can choose a custom pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards in the deck, which one do you feel represents you and your energy best? You could even pick multiple if you'd like. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab /post tab. My friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.